Hey guys, wanted to do a follow-up video to a video that I did recently, and that video basically I was debunking the myth that a lot of heating and air guys try to throw out there. They'll say, oh, well, you know, all systems are pretty much the same thing. They're just different stickers or different paint, but they're basically the same guts. You know, they'll use the analogy, they're all the same car, they all have the same engine under the hood, but they're all painted different colors. And so I did a video right here a little while back where I basically gave you 10 systems that are obviously an exception to that rule because they're all different. In some cases, they have proprietary technology and they're just unique compared to most systems out there. But I had someone come across my channel. It's funny, I get these guys, they'll start commenting and they just keep going. At some point, some of these guys, I end up having to block them from my channel. But what's funny is they don't know they're blocked. So if that guy catches this video and he keeps commenting, he doesn't realize nobody sees his comments. You know, that's the great thing about YouTube. Unlike other platforms out there, they don't inform the person that they're blocked. And they probably, I'm assuming, just keep going and think that people care what they have to say. But unlike other platforms where he would be able to control the narrative on my channel, my YouTube channel, with YouTube, that is not the case. I can control the narrative and I can continue to tell you guys the truth. So here's the deal. When it comes to this argument, there's two flip sides of this coin that I've noticed. There's basically two arguments. One side saying all systems are pretty much the same. Those are usually the guys that are selling, you know, lower end brands or lower end products, and they want their customers to believe that all systems are basically the same. And then the other side of that coin, I would probably fall on, and that's guys that sell usually more premium equipment. Now, we might disagree on who that is, who's premium and who's not, but we all on that side will usually say, look, they're not all the same. I think this brand is best or this product is best for this reason or that reason, and they're not all the same. What the guys on this side don't seem to understand is us guys that are on this side that say, hey, they're not all the same, is we don't really care. Like, I'm on this side, but I really don't care. The company that I think is best for my market and my customers, if tomorrow a better company or brand came out, I would gladly switch to that company to better serve my customers. I don't really care. Like, this is not a Ford and Chevrolet thing where my whole family is Ford fans and Chevrolet sucks and I'm just gonna keep telling everybody Ford's the best. I could care less. I tell people who I think is the best because I think they're the best. I don't have a dog in the race. I don't own shares in the company. They don't send me dividends, and I could care less. So moving on, why is that important? Well, I wanted to do this video in response to some of his comments because some of his comments you might be surprised I actually agree with. And he might be surprised that I might actually agree with him. But there's a few things that he's missing, and that's what we're gonna go through. So again, if you haven't seen that video of the 10 systems that prove that not all heating and air systems are the same with different paint, check out that video. But to get started with this one, let's just say real quick, for a quick analogy as we dig into this, that someone were to argue to you tomorrow, if you owned a Mercedes-Benz or you owned a nice BMW or Range Rover or whatever nice luxury vehicle you own, and you have somebody that, you know, not knocking on anyone else, but let's just say they own a Chevrolet Spark or they own a Kia or Hyundai or whatever. They own a brand that's not necessarily luxury or premium, right? Still great cars, everyone has their favorites, fine, but they're not there, right? And so if that person was trying to tell you as this luxury brand car owner, oh, well, they're all the same, they all have 4 tires, they all have engines under the hood, they're just painted different colors, you would immediately know that that is just false. I grew up poor and I thought all cars were the same. That's something, you know, people in my neighborhood, we all bought used cars and we all bought what we could afford and so on, right? I grew up poor. And so when I got a little bit older, I sat in a nice car for the first time and I said, look, they're not all the same. They're obviously a better quality. Sometimes just sitting in that car or laying hands on that car, you can immediately tell there is a difference. You could block the brand or the emblem, and a person should be able to walk up to that premium car and know there's a difference. Now, you may argue, Josh, there are some brands that are lower end cars and they put out a really good product, and maybe if you blocked the emblem, you wouldn't see it. I'll give you that. There are some brands or heating and air equipment out there that offer competitive pricing and a decent product. I'll give you that. In fact, I think that we sell a lot of those. I don't just offer the top 20 seared premium products, inverter systems only. I usually offer a good, better, best. I would hope your contractor does too. Now, here's where I actually agree with the guy. He made a comment on one of the 30 comments or videos that he threw out there. He basically said something to the effect of, well, these guys that are selling higher priced equipment, they're just trying to sell these systems, and that's their reasoning for saying that, you know, they're not all the same. I agree with that. I actually agree with him. He may not like my reason for agreeing with him. I think that if a heating and air guy sells a better quality product and he thinks it's best for his customer, then yes, I think he should be telling the customer, hey, here's why I sell this. They're not all the same. I sell brand X because it's the best. And finally, what I think that guy doesn't want me to tell you, and what a lot of heating and air guys out there don't want me to tell you, is they're not all the same. There is a reason why some equipment is priced lower than others. Does that always mean that higher priced equipment is going to be better than lower priced equipment? No, there's a couple brands that I'm just not a fan of for one reason or another, and they price their products up there with some of the more premium, high quality guys. And vice versa. You know, as I said a second ago, there are some companies that I think they put out a really good product and they sell it at a very competitive price. So if you're a homeowner and you see this video, what is the takeaway? I think in summary, the bottom line is they're not all the same. You can't compare apples to apples when you're looking at two different brands, two different markets, two different qualities, and two different types of contractor. I think that at times there are contractors that will not settle for less. They only want to sell the best. And then there are other guys that just want to run around and tell everyone, oh, they're all the same. I'm not saying the guy has poor ethics. I would go so far as to say that guys that are like that probably don't have the same standards that a lot of the guys do that won't sell but certain things. You got to meet these standards or these ethics before I'll sell your products. I just had a company approach me last week. They didn't like one of my videos that I had done. This big company that you have probably heard of reached out to me and they said something to the effect of, hey, we want to give you one of our pieces of equipment to install. We want to give one to you. We want you to try it out. I'm not going to. You are not reaching certain standards. Your standards are too low in certain departments that I think are important for my customers. Does that mean they're a bad brand? No. Does that mean they're a horrible company? No. It just means the guys that are installing certain brands don't have the same standards. So keep that in mind. If you're shopping around, do your homework. If you are a member of New HVAC Guide, we've got a whole page that ranks them and tells you who's good and who's not. But even if you don't want to sign up for my guide, if you don't want to sign up for it, just do some homework. And I would even say to a contractor, hey, why do you sell what you sell? Can you tell me why you're selling what you're selling? If that contractor isn't drinking the Kool-Aid for a certain brand, if they say, oh, well, you know, if you don't like this brand, tell me what you like and I'll get that for you. And that's not what you want to hear. In my opinion, if you're a homeowner that's about to spend thousands of dollars, you want a company, you want a contractor that is sold out. They are drinking the Kool-Aid for the brand they sell. They can tell you why they sell what they sell, and that should be music to your ears. All that said, thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time.